I am super stoked. VIPs, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, are you guys ready? Because I want to see some energy on these threads today. I want to see the chat blow up. I want to see the comments blow up. I feel short, Myung. I'm short. Okay, so let's adjust the bit. That's great. I'm already 5'4.5". I need that extra little bit of space. So, hey, you guys, how you doing? I can't believe that we are literally counting down to the last 3 days of the revenue challenge. So I want to ask you a question. Have you learned some things that would actually put money back in your pocket? Have you learned some things that would empower you financially? Have you found that your emotions have come up? Have you found that like some of the homework was a little bit like, oh, I so don't want to do that. But did you do it anyway? Or did you hold back? So this is a space for just looking at how we're showing up, how we're taking action, we're putting ourselves in the field of prosperity, or where do we have room to find that next gear? So before I jump into one of my favorite people who's going to come and train you today, Rex Crane, I want to announce, because you know I keep forgetting this, I want to announce that today we are going to give away something I heard. Why did I hear? I surveyed you, right? Something that I heard from you guys is that you wanted studio equipment. You wanted home lighting equipment, home studio equipment. Anybody want some of that? You guys wanted to be able to light yourself up in the virtual digital world? Okay, so I'm seeing VIPs. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, 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 me. Okay, so I want to know who's going to win this? Who's going to win this? Who's going to win this today? Okay, so awesome. Now, see VIPs, I can see you VIPs. I can see you guys here. Oh, somebody say, I can't wait for Rex. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so VIPs, you guys always show up on fire. And you guys in the Facebook group, I have been in tears, hearing about and watching your videos and seeing the success that you're having. So remember that success, it's like what you did 3 months ago is what you're seeing now. So what you're planting and seeding right now, it starts to belly up in the next 2 months to 3 months. So you're always 90 days behind in business. So you want to keep showing up even after we're complete with this challenge. Okay. So I want to welcome the people who joined us in the List Power Intensive. I know that the technology went crazy last night. We had so many of you guys hit the page that it melted down, which is a great thing. I want that for your business as well. And so I've got some things that I'm going to course correct on that later on today. Is that fair? So I'm going to come to the table and help you guys with some of the things that I can help you guys with based on what happened yesterday. Okay, that's great. Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for your grace, you guys. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to give 2 people, maybe 3, because I might see a third person that's showing up big today. We're definitely going to give 2 people an entire studio for your home, all the lighting equipment, the entire kit from the same company that I use my lighting from. We're going to gift it to 2 people who show up. Or 3. I feel like God's calling me like there's the third one showing up here somewhere. So whoever your third person is that's showing up, then you already feel it in your gut that you're going to win this. And so here's the deal. The 3 people who win, okay, see, it's 3. So it's 3. The 3 people who win, we want to see you lit up in the comment section. So here's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for you to show up and go, hi, 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 hi. I want to look for profound breakthroughs. I want to hear you give feedback on whatever it is that Rex is sharing and saying. First of all, it's a way to give back to him so he can see what lands and he can see what actually impacts your life and your mindset and your ability to overcome your emotions. Today, we're going to focus on literally finding your next gear. So take a moment with me. Just deep breath. Get grounded. Put your cell phones away, get rid of distraction. And if there was a moment where you could find that next level inside you, if there was something that could be said or unleashed to be able to overcome some of the emotions that have stopped you, but to truly find that next gear inside you, so that no matter who's speaking, no matter who's around you, that you know how to access this behind closed doors and show up for yourself and show up for the people that you love. And let's not even talk about the people who are going to need you in the next 2 or 3 months or a year that you don't even know yet. So what if you could put that next gear? That's what my prayer is for you today. My prayer is that as you listen to Rex Crane, that you not only get lit up, but that you find a way to find your next gear. 4 months after I listened to this man speak, I have the motivation to take on the world. So I know, I'm certain that if you pay attention, you engage in the comments, because that's how you actually connect with the energy, then I'm certain that you're going to have an incredible next quarter of your life. And so Christmas is coming, the holidays are coming, New Year's is coming. Let's set yourself up now so that when New Year's hits, that you're already ahead of 21. So who's about that? Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Okay, so here's the deal. I want to feel your energy. I want to feel you light up the chat. I want to see you show up today. And I want to take a moment. Probably one of the most profound speakers, one of the most incredible dads, husbands, speakers, authors, has done programs with Tony Robbins, worked with $400 million companies. He's just an incredible human being that honestly has your best interest at heart. So can you guys light up the camera, light up the screen, and welcome Rex Crane to the stage.
Come on. Come on.
See, I knew the clapping.
Good morning. How are you?
So good to have you.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? Hope you are feeling incredible on this great Friday, wherever you may be in the world. Man, what an exciting journey. I'm just watching some of the breakthroughs over the last couple days. Man, you guys are doing something with this. You're taking this idea and you decided to maximize it, not sit on your assets, but deciding to do something with them. I commend you and applaud you. This challenge is changing the way we engage with life and what we do. I know it's your desire for results that brought you here to this program. You desire more in your life. You want to experience more. You want to give more. You want to contribute more. And I've been for 23 years now speaking that, you know, what's the difference in quality of people's lives, even in turbulent times that we're in? What's the difference? People that decide to lead their life, not lease their life. Let me say that again. People that decide to lead their life, not lease their life. Leaders don't accept life as it is. They have the ability and the fortitude, just like yourself, to do something with life and make it work for them and not against them. Most people in our world right now, actually 63% according to Harvard, believe their best days are behind them and they're powerless to change their future. They've given their permission to the government, to the media, to COVID, to a political party to dictate how they live and how they engage with this life. But that's not you. No, the real you is making a demand on the you that you've become and maybe the you that you settled for. Because you know there's a lot more to life than what you're currently living. And today it's not going to take a million ideas to change your life. But one idea that you're willing to look for and adopt and act on, transform. A little shift can make a massive difference. Edmund Hillary in 1953 wanted to be the first guy to climb Mount Everest. Huge task, huge goal, huge dream. After many unsuccessful attempts, he came down the mountain and he was with his climbing partner, Tenzing. And he said, Tenzing, I need to have a conversation with this mountain. He goes, you realize you're talking to a mountain, not to a person. He goes, yeah, let me just do my thing. And he started to yell at this mountain. He goes, Everest, I got a word for you today. I got a message for you today. And he said, today you beat me. Today you've conquered me. I'll give you that. That's the truth. But the reality is I can get bigger and I can get better. You can't get bigger, but I can and I will. And he made one small shift in the way that he breathed, and he was able to scale and build and create and close the gap from where he was to what he wanted, and was able to scale that mountain and conquer that dream. I believe you're one idea away that if you'll look for it today and you'll grab hold of it, you won't let it pass by, but you'll seize that today, it can shift everything about you. I was talking to Shanda. Somebody last night decided to take and adopt an idea over the last couple of days. They made a list and they contacted and their phone blew up with so much service and business. It's one idea that you're willing to look for today, because change is not a matter of ability. It's a matter of motivation and you being accessible. Opportunity comes to all. It's what are you going to do with it today? So today I got something for you. You're going to like it. Not actually, you're going to love it, not like it. Come on. And I want to encourage you just to smile on purpose. Feel good on purpose. Don't wait for a news media to tell you to feel good. Don't wait for the COVID doctors to tell you. Just feel good on purpose and engage and play all out. If all you do is listen through this screen, then all you're going to do is retain about 8% in 4 weeks. That's cheating yourself. You got into this challenge for a reason. If you take notes, that's better. You'll retain 38 to 42%. But if you engage and interact and use your body body, something's going to change. You'll retain 92%, which will further you in the year that's to come and blasting into this year that's about to come. So the title of my little speech here, the idea, my concept this morning is do different. Do different. Different means not common, not ordinary, not usual. I remember going to a Starbucks coffee shop a couple years back. I was standing in line and the barista was there. And the barista said, I was about 4 people deep in line. She goes, Rex, would you like the usual? And I thought, man, this is really early in the morning. It's about 5:45. And so I didn't respond. I thought, oh man, maybe I'm just like planning that she's going to talk to me. Maybe I'm just hearing things. So I didn't respond. About 30 seconds later, she goes, Rex, would you like the usual? And I thought in my mind, oh my goodness, have I become that predictable, that ordinary, that common that she already knows what I'm going to order? So I sat there and I go, no, I want different. Someone's like, hurry, get that guy his coffee, give that guy a Xanax, get that guy something to mellow him out. He's got too much energy at 5:45 a.m. on a Friday or day. But I got in the car and I started thinking, man, I'm such a creature of habit. I go to the same restaurants, have the same conversations at times, keep the same hairdo or lack of hair, depending on how you want to call that, whatever. I say the same prayers. I'm sure God's like, do you have any like original information for me sometimes? And I'm like, I've become such a creature of habit. But I realized for a moment, if things were to become different, like for you, then I got to become different. It is possible. You need to say that. Different is possible to be. This, you know, I love what the Bible says, all things are possible to a person who believes. Believing starts everything. Unbelief stops everything. It's possible, but it's personal and it's profitable. I wonder who could use you becoming a different version of you, a better version of you as a lover, as a dreamer, as an executor, as a producer. Come on, as a believer. Because I don't think it's just about you. I think it's for all the people that are waiting on the other side of you breaking through the barriers that you're currently facing, building the business that you desire to build, and empowering and touching people in a significant, meaningful way. And I started thinking that, I go, well, I've heard this in speaking at AA, Insanity's doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So if things are going to become different, I got to become different. In fact, let me just say this for a minute, throw a little nugget and take a detour. If you ever discover what makes you different, you'll always recognize what people will need from you. Let me say that again. If you recognize what makes you different, you'll always recognize what people need from you that will reward you, that will empower you, that makes you super necessary right now. Man, that's powerful. Most people study their similarity. While our similarity creates comfort, it's our different that creates your rewards. Let me say that. Ooh, that's good. Your different creates your rewards. See, you weren't mass produced on an assembly line somewhere. The greatest mind in the universe designed you, and you've been sentenced to success, whether you or not. You were planned and put on this planet. It doesn't matter what background you come from, what ethnicity you come from. You have an opportunity in this world to do something special because there's a fingerprint, there's a thumbprint of something different inside you. Through this idea, I hope you discover this today and you develop your different because other people need you to become different. They need you to discover your difference because there's rewards and solutions inside you that are not just going to benefit and profit you, but are going to profit thousands and thousands and millions of other people. Come on, somebody. If you feel that this morning, you got some juice, you got to make a little bit of noise there for a little bit. But watch that. Thank you, Shannon. Shannon and Asher giving me some shout outs from the right here for a minute. But I want you to think about this just for a second before I dive further into this concept. Think about this. What you love is something that clue to you that it's something you contain. It's inside you. What do you love to think about? What do you love to learn about? What do you love to read about that never goes away? You might be working a job right now, but a job is a career, but you know that there's a calling inside you to produce something special. What do you love to think about? What's the problem you want to solve? Number 2, I also think about is, you know, what I usually hate the most is what I'm designed to correct the most or what I'm used to change the most. 3, and I just helped you just discover a little bit of your difference for a minute, is this: what draws the compassion out of you? If you will ever discover what draws the compassion out of you, you will recognize what you are designed to bring healing to and fix and change on the planet. Let me say that again. That makes you so necessary on this planet that you just don't have a company, you just don't have a business. Now you got a calling. You got something that gives you the resolve to take action when you don't feel like it. You give you something that give you the resolve, the inner drive, the inner power to get out of bed, to fight through, challenges, through setbacks, because you know of the difference you're making. I've never been a part of something in 23 years speaking. after walking away from professional baseball, where I've seen there's such a demand for us to find significance and meaning in our life. You won't find it in your similarity, so you can stop looking at everybody else. You got to be able to discover it inside of you. They say life unexamined's not worth living. You're a miracle. You made it here. The fact that you made it through COVID, the fact that you made it through this political mess, we're still making it through the political mess. If you're still here in 2020, it's a miracle that you're here. Wouldn't it be worth taking a couple moments to discover why you're here and the difference you're called to release and contain and live rewarded by? I believe there is. So I shouted out in that Starbucks and said, no, I want different. From that moment, I became a journey of, I need to disrupt some familiar patterns, some usual patterns in my life. And to do that, I needed, number one, I needed the sight. Someone to say that out loud. I need the sight. The sight is the vision. While sight's a function of your eyes, vision's a function of your heart. I believe you've been given the gift of vision so you don't have to live controlled or contained by what you currently see. Helen Keller said this, what's worse than being born blind? Having sight with no vision. Think about it. Without a vision, you just kind of wonder and wander. Life does something with you, rather you do something with it. You dabble at a lot of things, but never master anything. You flirt with things. Come on, I'll try this. I'll try that. And you're trying to settle the confusion in your life because you don't have a standard for who you're going to be and how you're going to show up in the world. It's been said that without a vision, people perish. Come on, think about this for a minute. Vision's been the energy. It creates the future. It's the force that creates the future. It energized a guy by Easton LaChapelle, a young man in the middle of Colorado, to design a prosthetic because his friend didn't have the money, $100,000 to buy a prosthetic arm. So at 16 years of age, he went to a Radio Shack, but he had a vision and he had a compelling drive. I want to create a solution for her. And she went to work and he didn't have much money, but he sat in the basement for 2 years, built a prosthetic, and now he sells them for $2,000, ended a bad industry medically and disrupted it and built a new one. And now he's backed by NASA and creating all kinds of different things for the space industry. It took a vision to change something. Come on. It takes a vision that helped my friend. Come on, Stevie Wonder. Think about this for a minute. Stevie Wonder, when he was born, about the age of 7, he was asked, he goes, he asked his mom, he goes, Mom, why can't I see? She says, well, I think we're cursed. This is a true story. And he goes, oh, Mama, we ain't cursed. And he did his little head roll. Well, a couple of days after, he was in Billy's barn and he was sitting there and he's playing with Billy and he stumbled. And when he stumbled, he put his hands out to grab whatever he could. And when he did, he hit a broken piano keys of a piano that was in that barn, and sounds went off. And he started yelling, I can see, I can see, I can see. Billy got nervous and ran out. Stevie Wonder ran home. Part of me, I watch cartoons sometimes with my little kid. And, how does a little blind kid, Stevie, run home? Does he run into stuff? He comes home and he goes, Mama, I ain't cursed no more. And she said, what you talking about, Stevie? He says, Mama, I was at Billy's, I was playing, and I stumbled and I hit this thing and it made sounds. And when it made sounds, I see all the colors of people. Mama, I'm going to make sounds and I'm going to make people happy. I see, I'm going to make sounds. And she goes, you don't see my hands. You don't see my face. You don't see my skin. No, Mama, I don't see with my outer eyes. I see with my inner eyes. I ask you today, it's not what you see right now on the externals, but what's the vision inside of your heart? It's a product of what you desire, but it's a picture of your potential, where you can go that you've never gone, what you can do that you've never done, what you can achieve that you've never achieved, all that you are that you've yet to reveal. What are you dreaming about? There's power in your dreams. There's power in your vision. Come on, watch this for a minute. If the dreamer and the visionary inside of you could talk, what would he say? Oh, it's been hard watching you settle for less and less in your life. Working a job beneath your talent. Accepting roles other people design you even though they did not create you. Come on, somebody. Letting blind people proofread your vision. Oh, let me just stop right there. A lot of people right now, we become so blinded because we let other people come on that have been so familiar with us. Watch, put our dreams in their 10% of their head. Your life's way too precious to let 10% of somebody else's mind dictate who you are, what you become, and what you will achieve. I ask you today, what more can you be and what more will you be? The vision inside you is a product of what you desire. Come on. It lets you live with purpose. That gives you meaning. It gives you hope. We don't got hope. You don't have anything to, and hope's not based on what's seen. It's based on what's unseen. You're designed and wired to live by faith. It takes vision of where you're going to go, who you're going to become, who you're going to let decide that for you. Let me help you for a minute. Think about the benefits of it. It gives you hope for a minute. You need hope to cope. They did this whole idea in Harvard psychology where they put a lab rat into a big old bucket of water, pitch darkness. And they want to see how long would the rat swim before it succumbed to its conditions. The darkness. It lasted 3 minutes and 19 seconds. They took that dead rat out. They put a new rat inside of it. This time they poked a little tiny hole of light inside. The light penetrated through. That rat lasted 37 hours and 23 minutes, 500 times longer. When you have a vision that's compelling for not just what you want to achieve and create, but who you're going to become, that gives you hope and meaning that you're willing to fight through things where other people just kind of, you know what, I'll ditch it. Because we're great beginners, but very few people follow through. But it also simplifies your life when you got a vision. What do you mean by that? It shows you what to say yes to and no to. I think we all need a good heaven yes and a hell no. Come on. Oh, hell no. Come on. You need that, like my friend Chris Tucker. You need to be able to say, no. I need to say no to this, because opportunities are endless. They're everywhere. Everyone's grabbing for you. You got to have something where you can be a surgeon and cut away, come on, voices and different things that allow you to stay potent, because when you got a vision, it lets you live, watch, with intensity, with passion and focus. It lets you concentrate your energy and effort on what matters the most. I came upon my little niece, Audrey. She was outside my grandfather's home one time, and she had a magnifying glass. And I go, what are you doing? She goes, oh, I'm going to set the Sprite can on fire. I go, what are you going to do, my little cousin, little arsonist? What are you going to do? She goes, I'm going to set this thing on fire. I go, what do you mean? She goes, you see that big old sun up there, Rex? I go, yeah, I see the sun. She goes, it's got light, it's got power, it's got impact. But he says, it's kind of diluted. But once you concentrate its power by focusing it, it can set this can on fire. It can break through steel. Rex, you can set anything on fire if you're willing to focus it and concentrate it. Thank you to my little 10-year-old, come on, my little 10-year-old niece. But isn't that true that for you in your life right now, if you were to become so harnessed and focused on what you're going to create, who you're going to become, and you take your future out of the hands of bystanders and you get a little wisdom, and wisdom is this, knowing what to ignore. Come on. Wisdom for you is knowing what to ignore. You need, come on, to say, no, I'm not going there. I ain't going there. I'm going to do the things. I'm going to be about the things that are going to profit me the most. Watch this for me. So I'm going to give you an idea. If it was www.uinc.com and you were to become a tradable stock on Monday morning, that gives you 3 days from now, okay? And you were to become a tradable stock based on you filling in the blank. My name is, and I will be about in the next 12 months, and you were to fill in the blanks. I know as kids, we like the true and false questions because you had a 50-50 shot at getting something right. Come on. At least that's the way I was at school. I hated the fill in the blanks because I either knew the answer or I didn't know the answer. Most of the time I did not know the answer because I did not study. But if you don't fill in the blanks that this is what I'm going to be about, watch. Then you're going to let your future be decided by everybody else. Come on, don't do that to you. Don't cheat yourself. Come on, you're a product of your past. Don't live as a prisoner of it. Let's make a covenant with the present that you're going to step back into the driver's seat of life and get out of setback mode and stop nursing it, cursing it, and rehearsing it, and decide that you're going to get back in, come on, and disperse the greatness that's on the inside of you. And you're going to say, my name is, my life's going to be about. How will you fill in the blanks? And if you're a spiritual person, the proverb of the Bible says, the mind of a man plans his way, only then does God direct his steps. Most people get frustrated at God, the creator, because he's not leading and guiding, but they give him nothing to work with. What if you got so intentional in your mind where you sense what's vital, of real value, and you're not vague about it, but you become vivid about it, and you said, this is who I'm going to be, this is what I'm going to be about. My life changed when I said, my name's Rex, my life's about educating people. It's about empowering people and about bringing healing to people. I knew what to say yes to. I knew what to say no to. I knew where to concentrate my energy and my effort. Even in a small place, that gave me an impetus to say, I know why I'm living. I know what I'm going to be about in these next 12 months, because you're going to arrive 12 months from now. The election will be decided, hopefully by then. COVID's going to be gone. You ain't going to be wearing face masks. Come on, somebody. You ain't going to be all nervous. They're not going to be portraying all this. Come on. But the question is, today's decisions are tomorrow's realities. How will you fill in the blank my life will be about? You can't afford to wait to get to 2021. You can't afford to wait to get into the summer of 2021. This is your life now. Live while you're alive now. Based on that answer, would you tell people the answer of my name is, my life will be about, Would you tell people to invest in you because you're going to be an appreciating asset? Or would you say, you know what, to your family and friends, customers and people, you know what, you probably shouldn't expect too much more out of me. I've kind of plateaued. I've kind of let COVID talk me out of it. I've kind of let, you know, the world talk me out of it. I've let Fox News and CNN, the fake news on both sides, come on, somebody. I've let them talk me out of it. I'm just going to sit here and kind of wait and sit on my assets and wait to see what happens. No. This is where you say, this is who I'm going to be, and this is what I'm going to be about. Number two, you got to have the right. Someone say the right. You got the sight. Now you got to have the right. The right is the permission, the liberty. This is where I'm going to get you. Come on. This is where I'm going to get you, because it's not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. Let me say that again. That's worth your gas money if you were to drive here. It's not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. Your beliefs have so much power. Come on, in your life. The ability to create, to crush. The ability to lift, to limit, to empower, to disempower. They determine whether you are loving or you lust, whether you get into a relationship to give or whether to get. They determine the generosity of your time, your energy, your talent, your treasure, your money, what you do with it. Your beliefs control your life. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he, and so does he become. So many of us say, no, I'd like to do that. And our brain rejects what your spirit is demanding. Ooh, that's good. Your brain is rejecting what your heart's crying out for. You got to respond to the inner cry for more, but you're going to have to break the cycle in your mind and your emotional state and get into a place where you're willing to bet on yourself again and willing to believe again. See, you don't live with the facts of your life, but you live with how you interpret the facts of your life. If you go off how you feel right now, you're susceptible to a million things. You could feel happy, angry, depressed, horny, all in about 30 seconds, a minute. Come on. How many know that's true? You're probably just laughing because I said horny on top of this thing. But the reality is this: we can feel so many emotions. But the truth is, and I hope you grab this in every aspect of your life, here's a nugget I want to release. You're never what you feel, you're always what you decide. Let me say that again. You're never what you feel. You're always what you decide. Take most plane crashes. Most plane crashes, great pilots, skilled and educated. But when they're breaking through the clouds after getting lift and thrust, they break through gravity. When they're going up, their body feels like they're going left, even though they're going straight. When they buy too much into their feelings, they actually, out of a knee-jerk reaction because they feel wrong, they turn the wheel, they turn the steering thing of the plane, and they actually catapult the plane. That's how most crashes happen. In turbulence, it's easy to make knee-jerk reactions based on the way you feel because you're not looking at the instrument that says, this is where I'm going to, this is what I believe is right, this is what's believing me. They start believing their feelings. If you're not careful, your emotional state will disqualify you from the dream, the desire to take you to incredible places. Powerful for a minute. Think about this. An African impala, when I'm in Africa, I love to go on the safari. And there's an African impala could jump it's about a mid-sized animal. It could jump 9 to 11 feet high in one shot, but 31 to 33 feet long in a sprint of urgency. Has incredible capability. Watch, just like you. It can be contained by a 4-foot fence. You can put a 4-foot fence around it and it will run, it will chase its tail. It has the capability to easily jump beyond, but it tells itself a story. If I jump, I'm going to get pain. If I go, because I can't see how I'm going to end up. And that's for most of you. Uncertainty is knocking, come on, the drive out of the inside of you. Where you say, well, if I bet on myself, if I really build a list here, well, will I probably be rejected? I probably not cut out for this. I'm not sure if I'm a person. What if it doesn't work? Don't let the what ifs become a chicken where it pecks the heart out of your dreams. Come on, you're built to fly, but the only future you have is the one that you believe in. The only business that you have is the one that you believe in. Come on, people are going to buy into you because they're going to buy into you before they buy into your product. They're going to buy into you before they buy into their service. You're going to buy into you before you buy into what you're selling and what you're delivering to people. So let's master the metaphor here for a minute, because I think this could help, because your beliefs are going to conform or they're going to transform your experience. And this is key for you. Let's master a metaphor for a minute. Life is what? How do you fill in the blank? If life is a race, oh my gosh, ooh, you're busy. Come on, you're rushing. You talk to people all the time. Hey, how you doing? I'm busy. Well, what are you accomplishing? I don't know. I'm just freaking busy. Come on. What are you achieving? Are you making money? No, I'm just busy. Come on, people are busy. Give me another Starbucks. Give me another coffee. I'm busy. Come on, they're going nowhere fast. Maybe that describes you. Maybe it doesn't. Other people, life's a battle. Ooh, they've been watching too much news. Come on. Too much Instagram, too much political news. They demonize everybody else except for themselves. Come on. We want God to judge other people, but we want mercy for ourselves. It's amazing. We want to fight everybody if we see life as a battle. Come on. What about if life is a party, you just party and you don't do nothing much? I like to celebrate, but if life's just a party, you don't do much with your life. But if life became a sacred gift, think about how grateful you could be in this moment. I'm a part of a 7-day challenge that's given me tools and training me and educating me, empowering me, enlarging me, enriching me. I have so much to be grateful for. You do. 1 million people passed in the last 6 days. You're still here. It's a miracle. If you had a roof over your head, maybe not the house you love, but the one that you're in, if you've got any type of a roof, whether an apartment, a studio, or you're in a gigantic mansion, come on. You today are in the top 25% of the richest people on the freaking planet. If you got 15 American dollars to your name, you're in the 12% richest of the people on the planet. You might not be where you want to be, but think about how your perspective and belief can change. You got a lot to celebrate if you would look at life as a sacred gift. Come on. Your perspective here will either be your passport or it will be your prison. Well, it's going to be good. We're going to dive right here. Come on, we're going to go all the way into this for a minute. And it's going to touch your business, your core, and every bit of you. It's your passport, your prison. You take a turtle and a giraffe, they occupy the same area. They occupy the same territory in Africa. But they don't eat at the same field, at the same level. They eat at the level of their vision or at their level of belief. If a giraffe tries to eat at the level of a turtle, he'll lose his oxygen in his head and he'll fall over and he'll become roadkill to a water buffalo or a lion. You can't afford to limit your perspective to other people's ideas of who you are and what life's to be about for you. You got to be able to choose your life from the standpoint of, I choose to believe this. Jesus said this, you become what you believe. Watch how powerful. So if life is, people are. This is important because all increase comes through people. All increase comes through people. So if I believe people are trash or they're out to get me or they're racist, or if I believe this, it's going to limit my engagement with them where I don't show up on my best self. What if we put a on everybody's head and say, no matter what their background, their color, what they're wearing, what kind of car they're in, I put a 10 on side of their stuff. You're never going to influence somebody that you don't see value in. In fact, if you misdiagnose people, you'll mistreat people. Just like if you misdiagnose yourself, you'll mistreat yourself. What if you put a 10 on everybody's head and say, you know what? That's a potential client. That's a potential person I could change their life. That's a potential person that I can enrich and I can enlarge, I can empower. I got to see a 10 on side of them. Don't discount yourself now because other people rejected you in school or rejected you from where you came from. It's time to get up out of that rejection. Come on, and renew and go back in the right direction. But let me fill in this blank here for a minute. I am. How do you fill in that blank? Is it I'm sexy, I'm strong, I'm creative, or is it I'm not enough? I failed. I went bankrupt. I went through a divorce. I'm not a good lover. Whatever follows your I am will come looking for you. Your fate in your business. You never rise higher than that image that you carry of yourself. Who are you in your own eyes here for a minute? This is the determining factor. All the mechanics and the tools that you've been learning over these last couple of days have the ability of creating the pipeline because I believe systems create wealth. You are involved in a wealth system here that will generate for you. The only thing that will hold you back is your vision of yourself. Your version of yourself. Maybe we got to ditch and sign the death certificate on old versions of yourself and say, you know what? I'm breaking clean with that today. I forgive myself. I receive grace. Today's an opportunity. I can choose to believe the best about myself. I am loved. I am a nice person. I am worthy of respect. I am making a good decision. And start with that. Whatever's your follows your I am is going to come looking for you. If you say I'm old, oldness will come tracing you down. Come on. If you say I'm big bone or I can't lose the weight, callous will hunt your butt down. Come on. If you say I'm unlovable, every chance somebody comes to give you love, you'll put up a do not disturb sign. Let this be a day where you change follows your I am. You have the sight, the right. Now we got to get into the might. The might skills. Come on. A skilled man stands before, Lord, they stand before leaders, kings. Man, if you don't get skilled, your talent will fail you. If you don't get skilled, come on, opportunity will fail you. Your skill, come on. We say, well, other people have this. Other people have this. Hey, they might have your talent and skill, but they don't got your twist. It's how you want to use this to your opportunity. That's why you can't look at other businesses to define and decide what you're going to do. You got to say, this is what I want to deliver to the world. Watch how powerful. I had a friend of mine not too far from here. He's a Fortune 5 CEO, and he had a really tough time in his life, and he had an opportunity in 6 months month to go speak in Japan. And he's got to speak through an interpreter. It was a money opportunity for him. And he goes, I really needed it. And he says, they told me I was going to have an interpreter. And I thought, man, I can't just leave my future in the hands of somebody else to describe, what I want to talk about. So he did something. He had little money. He hired himself somebody that would travel with him for 6 months and teach him how to speak Japanese for a 27 message. He was willing to bet on himself, become more, and invest in it. How many know greatness doesn't go on sale? And you can't pray in greatness. You can't wish for greatness. You just can't put a bunch of sticky signs on your windows and mirrors saying great. No, greatness don't go on sale. Greatness comes in when you decide to invest in it. It decides when you decide to work it. I'm going to work my land. If you work your land, you can have an abundance. If you just chase fantasies, you lack a lot of judgment. Come on. So watch how powerful this is. You could have the soul of a diligent, the Bible says, and watch, he has a lot, but the soul of everyone who has dreams but they don't want to work it, no ethic, come on, no skill development. They come up empty. They come up short. They have unfulfilled desire. Let that not be about your 2021, your 2022, because you're about to go into these years, and I believe you're going to blast into them. You're a part of the right system, and you're becoming the right person, the right process, so you can get to the right prosperity. And you're going to do that by using principles to overcome the problems. It's a lot of peas in one little shot right there. I'm just flowing here off the cuff here for a minute. But when you get skilled, he said, I worked on it. It was tedious. It was not fun, but I wanted to make an investment in my immediate that would pay dividends in my ultimate. Are you willing to do that? You willing to invest? Like Michael Jackson, for 12 years, he used to take a board and walk around with a board and all his brothers and sisters, Tito and Janet, Latoya and LaKoya, and all the rest of them. I don't remember all their names. I was at Mike's funeral. And I remember he used to carry a board with him everywhere. And he's young, from 12 to 24. And they'll go, what are you doing, Mike, with your board? Here comes Mike with his board. He said, I'm working on something. He had been a part of the Jackson 5. He said, I got to come better. I got to become skilled. I got to become skilled. He started working on dance, moving his feet backwards. Little did he know, for 12 years, he'd be working on a thing called the moonwalk. And at 24, he says, now it's ready to come forth. He brought it out with Billie Jean. See, you become known for what you do in the dark, it's rewarded in the light. Some of you are going to learn how to do sales. You're going to do online meetings. Some of you are going to find new ways to build a list. You're going to find new ways to contact, to promote. You're going to find new ways to link things and stack things. You're going to find new ways to capitalize and leverage relationships by being a part of a community. And by the way, do you know this for a minute? I'm talking fast because I got 10 minutes here. Do you know the top 10% happiest people are a part of a culture and a community that's growing together? We're changing things together, and we can celebrate each other. Those are the top 10 happiest people. You're a part of the right environment and the atmosphere for the product you want to produce. Watch. Skill. But now I need strategy. When you have the right strategy, you'll lose the weight for good. The right strategy, you'll become more productive, more profitable. Come on, think about this for a minute. We have the right strategy. Relationships that are mundane can become miraculous again. They become passionate again. They become sensual again, loving again, vibrant again. Watch. When you have the right strategy, if you think about this, I did this with a woman one time. She wanted to lose weight. I go, why don't you go get an Alpo dog food can? And why don't you put it in your purse? Because she kept telling me, like, during the day she would cheat on with Oreos. And I go, well, instead of having Oreos, why don't you make a promise to somebody that if you were to go back to eating a lot of Oreos and going back to an unhealthy lifestyle, then what you'll do is you'll eat a can of cold Alpo dog food in front of her. And she goes, that's disgusting. I go, perfect. We've broken your pattern. She made the face, oh my gosh, it's disgusting. So watch this. She put it in her purse and put one in her car. And all throughout the day, she held it for 3 months. I'm saying 3.5 months. She lost 47 pounds because she said, every time I wanted to go to the double stuff, every time I wanted to go to the chips, come on, I looked at that Alpo dog food can. I go, oh, hell no, I don't want that. I don't want to eat that. I don't want that inside me. What if you did that with money? Because most of us aren't investing money. We're either saving money or just spending money, so we look like we're important. What if you did that for $100? That from this challenge, that if you don't act on this every 5 days in a significant way, you in front of your family are going to burn a $100 bill. I don't care if you're a millionaire or you're a thousandaire. It doesn't matter. $100 is $100. If it's $5, and you might just say, oh, what a big deal. $20, take $100. And every Friday, if you can say, I've not made 3 significant moves in working this thing that I'm investing in. Come on, building wealth creation, building and developing this that Sean is helping me with. And by the way, she's so skilled in building wealth. Riches are what you have. Wealth is who you are. Wealth must be cultivated and created. The reason I felt like it's important to show up today, to be honest with you, it's early in the freaking morning. I'm a night guy. I'm the guy, I like to come on at night. That's when I shine. So I'm early this morning. Come on, watch this. But what I love about Shanda and Ash, they have a heart to build wealth, and they have the skill to build wealth. They were willing to build it into themselves, and they're able to funnel that and give you real tools that can be turnkeys. But if it don't work the system, if you don't want to work it, it don't work for you. It's working for thousands. And it's not a gimmick. It's not a thought. Look in these eyes. I don't show up for gimmick. I don't show up for money. I don't show up for a paycheck. I do things on purpose. I have a standard by which I say yes to or no to. And if it fits it, then I'm game. If not, I don't care. You can't buy me. You can't buy me. I'm an original. I ain't going to die a copy. You can't buy me. But when you got a right strategy, you can work it. Let's think about this in your business for a minute. Where are your competitors edging you out? You got to know the state of your business right now. What is your current product or service? What are your competitors, or not competitors, excuse me, your consumers, your people that are going to serve, what are they going to need coming up? Anticipating. Anticipation's power. The Ritz-Carlton did this in a time of depression. When everybody else would turn off the lights, they used to do this. They used to turn the lights on when everybody in the Great Depression would turn off their lights at 4 o'clock. They hired a piano player, and they said they wanted to make our hotel, when they were trying to get it off the ground in a time of depression, uncertainty, and fear, just like we're in right now. They said, we're going to make it look like everybody's here. People are staying here. There's life here. Even though only 4 or 5 rooms were being filled, they made everything come alive when everybody else shut down. Their little strategy to hire a piano player brought people in. It's a little shift that makes a massive difference. It became a massive brand that charged $1,000 a night rather than $120 over at the Hyatt, all because they decided at a time of downturn, we're going to make extra value. We're going to find what are we doing? Where are our competitors edging us out? We're also going to get a state of our business saying, hey, you know what? Here's a potential value that we can bring here. And this is what you're getting here. So you get the sight, you get the right, now you get the might. You got to start somewhere. I started when I walked away from professional baseball with a desire. I wanted to speak and change people's lives all over the world. I didn't know where to start. I went and became a janitor in a church. People that were closest to me, they go, Rex, what in the world are you doing? You're playing with the Boston Red Sox. Why would you leave all that and go for $5 an hour, go work in a church? I go, because it provided me an opportunity to learn my lines. And I believe if I invest in it now, it's going to reward me in the future. I'd go in the middle of the night. There was 2,000 empty seats. I would try to motivate the chandeliers and the carpet. I would try to make the seats all laugh. I didn't have anybody who would listen to me at that point. But I realized if I did not invest in doing me, invest in my calling, come on. If you're not willing to invest in your calling, seed's powerless until it's planted. Come on, you can't wait for the perfect conditions to act. You got to decide, I believe that if I make a seed now, something's going to happen today. Come on, the thing that's killing most of us is tomorrow. Well, tomorrow, that word is kicking your butt. Well, tomorrow I'm gonna. Tomorrow I'm gonna. Tomorrow I'm gonna. Tomorrow I'm gonna. What is a thought right now that you say, tomorrow I'm gonna fill in the blank? That you need to say, you know what? I need to ditch that thought. I'm going to do this now. I'm going to take charge of this now. Things change when you change them. Most of us are asking God things to change things that he asked us to do something about. Changed at the end of your own hand. Power for you, the sight, the right, the might. The question is, do you got the fight? You got the fight. Do you have enough reasons why this has to be the best time of your life? Do you have enough reasons why your relationship's going to be stronger? Do you have enough reasons why your health's going to get better? Do you have enough reasons why you're going to make a lot of money in the next 6 months and be a blessing to a lot of people? Do you have enough reasons? If not, watch. You're going to start paying attention to what other people are saying. It'll succumb. Your motivation will die. Come on. It'll diminish inside you, your intent, and then you'll just start dabbling and flirting with things. No. You're a part of a culture and a community here that doesn't want to fondle you. They want to forward you. They don't want to fondle you and just touch you. They want to forward you. We're here today because we want to forward your life, but we need some fight out of sight of you. Maybe you got it knocked out of you. Maybe you're like the guy that Mike Tyson knocked out. I was on the floor in Japan, and he said, and he got up and he goes, man, it hurt so bad to get hit by Mike Tyson, but I had a reason why I wanted to get up and fight. And they go, what was the reason? They said at the end of the fight, they asked, what was the reason you had to get up? He goes, I had to make the money so I could help my friend get the cancer treatment he needed. He was the first guy that ever defeated Mike Tyson and knocked him out. He said he got hurt. He hurt him so bad to get punched by Mike Tyson. But while he laid on the canvas, he kept thinking of all the reasons why he had to get up. Come on. Baby, today you've been knocked down financially. Maybe you're on on furlough. Maybe you're in a career you don't like. Maybe you're just trying to get a business off the ground. Do you got enough reasons why it has to succeed? 80% of all business right now is new business. So if you're not reinventing yourself in a new dimension, which I'm trying to work in a short amount of time today, I want you to think about this. You don't got enough reasons to go get new business. That tells me something, that you're going to become 80% of the businesses. Come on, what do they say? It's 100,000, 200,000 businesses start every year, and 20,000 are left at the end of the year. Most diminish because they didn't have enough reasons to fight through the delays, the disappointments, and the distractions. But when you know what you're going to be about, when you decide this is the price, the value tag I'm going to put on people on who they are to me, what life is to me, who I am to myself, I'm willing to get skilled. I'm willing to get the strategies. I'm willing to adapt, adjust, and learn. Come on, because we're all learning. And then I got enough fight inside of me. Come on. Then you're willing to press through. I end with a story. There was a little boy. It's a true story. His name is B.P. Birkeland. You can go look him up. At 7 years old, he was diagnosed with polio. They said he would lose his ability to walk within months. True, it happened. He had about 6 months in, he lost his ability to move his entire lower being. But he said he was sitting there one day, and his mother used to put like a mirror in front of him so he could look at himself in the mirror. He'd make faces at himself, do different things. And he said, well, he saw himself running, and he heard a voice saying, you will walk and you will run. And he goes, Mom, I'm going to walk and run. And she goes, BP, that's not true. You're just imagining something. There's no cure for polio. We don't have that, BP. You're just be good for Mom. Just be good for, I know you want to be out there with your brothers and sisters playing. No, Mom, I'm going to walk and run. She didn't believe in him, but he said, I knew at even 7.5, I needed to do something. So he started making these little movements. And at 8, he got a little bit stronger. 9, a little bit stronger. 10, people just kind of laugh at him. And his mom used to get a little irritated and say, why are you moving? Because, Mom, I'm going to walk and I'm going to run one day. She says, BP, there's no cure. I know you want to, honey, but there's nothing that we can do. I just need you to honor me. Well, as he got older, they built bigger boxes because she wanted to watch him during the day while she was doing her chores. But he got strong and built muscle and strength from moving so much like this inside of that box. He ended up moving the box over. He would try to crawl out, get up, and he'd fall back down. This went on between the ages of 9 all the way to 15. At 15, he was still in a box. Watch how powerful this is. At 15, he got out of the box and he crawled to a table and he tried to pick himself up, and his feet fell from underneath him. And his mother said to him, CBP, I know it's your dream and a desire. That's just never going to happen. So he said, in my mind, it was the first time I questioned, maybe this is not cut out for me. But he said, I had so many reasons why I never wanted to stay in a box. Do you have enough reasons to not work in a box, live in a box, drive in a box, and just become conditioned to a box and settle for a life that puts you to sleep? Or do you have enough reasons that, I got to get up and reclaim the life I was meant to live? I got to reclaim the kind of man, the woman I'm called to be, reclaim the lover in me, the dreamer inside me. I got to reclaim who I'm destined to be. I got to reclaim my integrity and reclaim my drive and my passion. Come on. He said, I got to do it again. And this time I'm going all the way in. Come on, this is where you got to go right now. He started rocking that box. His mother said, stop rocking. He says, no, Mom, I'm getting out of this freaking box. I'm not letting this box define who I am. I don't know what box you're in. Maybe it's low financial situation. Maybe it's a box of just trying to get a business off the ground. It's an idea in your mind, and you wanted to go beyond the drawing board of your mind and become what's invisible to become tangible and real. And you're rocking in your box. Come on. Other people say it's probably not going to work. Now's not the right time. Go look somewhere else. Try this, try that. You're in the right vehicle right now. That box was a box of destiny to him because he decided to rock in that box. He moved in that box. You might find yourself in the box, but that box does not have to define you, control you, manipulate you. You have the ability right now, come on, to use your faith. Your seasons of your life change when you use your faith. You still got it. What are you allowing fear to do to you? Talk you out of what you really want to, letting your can'ts silence your wants? Have you become that forward person stuck on backward thoughts? Like, I can't, I didn't, I don't. Come on, I'm not that kind of a person. No. You're going to take your dreams off the starvation diet today, and you're going to breathe and feed those things, and you're going to start rocking. He rocked that thing, and he went up to a table. He crawled to that table that had defeated him before. I'm talking to somebody. You've been defeated before. You tried to start something that didn't work. You tried to do this, and it didn't work. Come on. And you attribute it in your mind because it didn't work then. It's not going to work now. I got news for you. There's about to be a shift in your life where the impossible becomes possible. Things are changing. Some of you are going to get out of debt. You're not going to remember what debt used to smell like. Come on. Some of you are going to lose the weight. You're going to walk by the mirror and go, hey, come on. You're going to see your third half. Some of you, come on, your teeth are going to become white. Some of you are just going to enjoy the crap out of your life. And some of you are going to make a difference for people in other countries and employ people and empower people. Someone's about to take their economy of their own personal finance from an $80,000 business to a $400,000 business. Somebody's about to shift something up in here. Powerful. Watch this. He got to that table and he got up for the first time since 7. His mother said, get in your box. See, not everyone's going to believe you when you start to do something that they never thought possible. They're going to always want to take you back to who you used to be. He was sitting there. You think she would have been like, oh my gosh, my kid is on his feet. She said, get back in your box. And she went to grab the back of his shirt. It's a true story. And he took a step for the first time since 7 years old. He looked down at his feet like Forrest Gump, like, holy schmoly, this just freaking happened. His mother pulled this back of his shirt. And he said, I knew that I had to move or else she was going to pull me back into that box. So he said, I started to try to run. He said, I just did it out of instinct. I just started to run. He started to run all around the kitchen. This is the boy never walked for 9 years. He starts running around the kitchen. His mother chased him saying, get back in your box. He said, no, I'm never going back to that box. I'm never going back to that box. I don't know what that is for you today, but you're getting the sight. You got the right. You got the might. And the question is, do you got the fight? Come on. You got the tenacity. Be like that little boy in church. And then he kept getting up when the minister was talking. He kept going, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then his mother said, sit down, shut up. You're making a scene. And he kept getting up every little couple minutes going, yeah, 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 that's it. And then finally she said, if you get up again, I'm going to take away your video games for a month. He was ticked. He sat down, he put his arms in his pit and he snarled, come on. And his mother kind of egged him on, goes, what? You going to get up now? Who's in charge now? He says, oh, I might be sitting down on the outside, but I'm jumping and shouting on the inside and you can't do nothing about it. Hey, life may have you down in some areas, but come on, you're about to stand up on the inside again. There's a dreamer, there's a lover, there's a leader, there's a believer inside you. Someone's about to break through like never before and break through that box. And the box you find in yourself, come on, it's not going to be a place of pity. It's about to become a place of power. Thank you for the privilege of serving you today. This is incredible what you guys are doing and blasting into the year 2021. Come on.
Okay, so like I am on fire right now. I am on fire. I'm over there and I'm in tears. Like I'm thinking about, you know, all the people who are watching right now. And I'm thinking about like how many of you guys, like you have an opportunity to break the DNA and the lineage of your entire family, both emotionally, both physically, both financially. And I sit there and I go, how many of us as parents are literally putting our whole family and then their kids and their kids in boxes of being strapped and shackled we have to serve money versus money serving us.
Come on.
You know, we're super biblical and we both will tell you that money is written over 2,000 times in the Bible. And the reason why is because you are supposed to master it. It is connected with a lot of great opportunities in this world. And so I want to share something with you.
Please.
So while I'm sitting back there and I'm watching, I'm sitting down and then I'm up. You guys, how amazing is Rex? Is he incredible? My team is messaging me and they're like, he is speaking the Lord's voice. And I'm like, that's why I had him. And I said, I had him here because I knew I can ask so many speakers because I've built my well. I've built my well before I'm thirsty and I have great friends. And this man is anointed in a way that when you speak, we believe in ourselves. And what you say is truth. What you say is truth. You know, like we all have the capacity to be able to create what we want. Like I could cry right now because I'm over there and I'm shaking. Who else is vibrating, right? Who else is vibrating? Yeah, I can
look at Manny and Cindy and these people. These people are breaking through. I'm starting to look at like some of the different people in the comments and Nicole and Debbie and Kara. These are people, and this is what's cool. We're all together saying, hey, we're not going to be defined by the times we're in. We're going to take our future back and we're going to get the tools and work together. I'm going to glean from you. You're going to glean from me. We're going to glean from each other. But you've created a vat and a system that produces the wealth. And this is where we need tools because we didn't grow up this way.
No.
And when you created this, you know, we didn't grow up with
this was a vision.
Knowledge.
When you were talking about sight and vision, like you cannot create from sight. You've got to create from vision. And there's something inside of you that has to like believe at a bigger and say, I don't know the steps to get there. This is why it's annoying to you when somebody says the how will show up. Well, it's actually, it's because you take the next step and you keep working it and you stay in the step you're in. And then eventually the how, you look back and go, how did I do that? Right? But you didn't do it. Something inside you was placed inside you. And there's a vision that was placed inside you that you have been putting to bed, putting in a box for so long. And it's been trying to get you to crawl out, but you keep putting yourself in a box. You know, when people are testing you and they're saying, you know, maybe you've let people down in the past because you haven't followed your faith. You haven't gone after it full all in. And so, yes, the feedback around you may be, I don't trust you.
Yep.
And you get to say, I get it.
Yep.
I don't deserve that trust right now.
Yep.
I got to take my power back.
That's right.
And I get to show up. If I could tell you how many people have messaged me privately asking me who I was voting for because they're afraid to use their voice anymore because they're going to get tackled. Social media, submerging our voice. We're not allowed to use it, right? And so you have to stop and go, you are the master of your life. You have to build a platform that you have a voice. You must. You must transform your life, your family's life, the people around you. You are responsible for actually being the change that you want to see in the world.
Yes. And I love what you said too, because even if you have missed it in the past, maybe you've had your choices created your own challenge with your integrity and the way that people perceive you. You could say, you know, you could be very honest, and people are very receptive. Great word. And just saying, hey, I did miss it in the past. I went off on this tangent. I did miss it in the past. I've decided to demand more of myself, and I've really grown and built who I really am and what I'm about. And people respect that.
They do. And that's,
you can recover the reintegrity.
People ask for scripts all the time in selling and enrolling. Enrolling is just leadership. What he just said right there, like, that's a script. If you actually grab onto those words and you actually walked up to someone you loved and said, you know, I want to invest in this program, or I want, by the way, we have a special bonus for you today. Rex has actually offered to throw in a 5-week training.
I'm doing this. We're doing this.
Yes, we're doing this. We're doing this. So a 5-week training for anybody who is actually jumping into the List Power Intensive. So keep up the URL real quick on joinlistpowernow.com.
Come on.
Everybody, you guys who purchased yesterday, hundreds of you guys jumped into this workshop with us yesterday. Doesn't matter what level ticket, the general admission ticket for $495 or the premier ticket where you get, just know this, like, general admission does not have replays, but the Premier has got our home study program. Plus, I'll train you for 5 days on how to build a buyer's list, control your own audience, and put yourself in a position where my friend Travis is actually going to teach you guys how to become an influencer online.
Amazing.
And this man is going to actually coach you for 5 weeks, every Sunday, for 5 weeks, starting on November 22nd. November 22nd. He's going to take you through a method, which is comeback and beyond. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, because we're all dealing with setbacks. Maybe we used to be slim, now we need the gym. We were going fast on the highway of life, and COVID or family members, health issues. We all have setbacks, right? Some we created, some we did not. And when we think about, I'm just going to come back, we think of just going back. And a comeback's not a go back. I don't think where you were was all that great.
No.
I think it's a comeback and beyond. So I think we have the strategies, the tools to be able to work together, because there's power in numbers.
Yeah.
Joint efforts always yield better results. There was a guy, Pedro Harris, he wanted to run the New York Marathon. The challenge was he can't see, he's blind.
Wow.
How do you run 26 miles in the concrete jungle of New York and you can't see? And he did something great. He joined with somebody else who could see, and they put a rubber band between them. And so when they wanted to communicate, they used the rubber band to communicate in a certain way where the communication was effective and efficient. And what he was not able to do by himself, he was able to do with somebody else. When we lock arms, like we're doing today on the 7-day challenge, when we're going to do on the comeback and beyond, we're saying, hey, you know what? We understand. We can sit in that setback, we can settle there, or we can have the comeback financially, relationally, emotionally, physically, in every area of our life. And, you know, we need a comeback that's not just catching up to stuff. We need to know that it's bigger than us, because somebody else is waiting for us that's worse off.
So, like, walk me through this for a second. So I'm going to train you. So any of the training, any of the levels on the joinlistpowernow.com, you can actually see the URL. They're dropping it in the Facebook group and in the chat. I'm going to train your business. I'm going to make sure that your financial security is set with me. That's coming up on November 15th, 16th, and 17th. On the following Sunday, on November 22nd, he's going to pick you up. And so every Sunday, he's going to meet with you and go through a little bit of the things that they're going to work through. Like, so they're going to set with you Sunday. So now they have a whole week in front of them to execute on what it is that you train. So how are you going to pick them up and drive them to the finish line?
I'm going to assume the role as a corner man in your life, and you're in the ring of life. And we're going to be able to work on life, both on what to eliminate, what to embrace. How do we create great clarity for you? How do we build the conviction? We turn ideas from opinions in your life to convictions, because you're going to have strong convictions based on what you value, and simplifying those things so that you can amplify outcomes and outputs that are going to really give you the results that you want. But giving people the impetus and helping people see what they're getting and versus what they're not getting, and finding ways to make incredible, powerful contribution in their life, which is the juice of life.
So if they have, let's say, spouses that are not supporting them right now.
Yes.
Or they've had failures and they're like sitting there going, okay, like Shanda Rex, I've jumped into things before and my past is haunting me and I'm freaking out right now.
We're going to deal with those ghosts.
Okay, good.
We're dealing with those ghosts. And the big thing is the relationship side, which you said.
Yeah.
And I think that's like finding a ways to relate and connect, especially in these next couple months that are going to be so much family time, and finding ways to take care of the relationship with yourself, because you're with yourself more than anybody else.
Yeah.
And the quality of your life is the state of emotion that you constantly live in. So let you take charge of that, as well as build relationships that are meaningful based on where you're going, not where you've been. That will really be a big
good.
Yeah.
So this is a $1,500 method that he is actually granting to you guys for the daily bonus. So we're going to have this available till
come join me. Let me work you.
Until midnight tonight, this is available. And here's what I want to share with you. Everybody who already purchased, you have this as well. So Rex and I talked about this a couple days ago. He was already coming, and I said, Rex, like having you for 45 minutes to an hour, VIPs, just so you know, we're going to be with you together right after we shut down the camera here on Facebook. And one of the powers of being VIP. But what I said to Rex, I said, you know, the truth is that having you for this amount of time is awesome. And I am skilled up in some levels. I have lots of work to still do, which we all do. But to be with you for a series of time, what could we do? And he was like, oh my gosh, we have this spot available right now because we've got a book deal happening. We've got some things that got moved over because of COVID. I'm totally available to do this for your group. So the vision is that by Christmas, because your last call with him is going to be the week of Christmas, December 20th.
Yes.
And so right before you end this year, you should be on fire. Imagine having this man in your corner every single week, starting your week with him on Sunday, rocking your week, and then coming the following Sunday for 5 weeks. I would be willing to bet you're going to have an incredible next 5 weeks of your life. So let me just close up here, and then I'm going to bring you right back on.
And thank you for the privilege, for all the people. Thank you so much for the privilege of letting me I'm a part of this great thing with Shanda and Ash. I'm so grateful. Thank you for letting me serve you today. Thank you I know I went fast. I talked fast, the energy. I had a short amount of time, but I wanted to be able to deliver the most insight and content I could to you that would be help to you. My only ask is this, that you do something with it.
Yes.
Find the one thing that you're willing to do, because it's not going to profit you or me if we do nothing about it. We just have a bunch of excitement and energy. Let's funnel that energy into measurable results. But I want to say thank you for the privilege of serving you today. And I hope it's an incredible season of your life. Look forward to serving you these next couple of weeks. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Woo-woo! Awesome. Okay, so I just wanted to share with you guys, just so that you're super clear. So the Join List Power Now, I know tons of you guys already jumped in. I just want to explain really quickly the 3 levels in case you are brand new to this, or you're like, you slept. How many people needed to sleep on it? You needed to sleep on the opportunity yesterday. Go in the chat. I just want to see how many of you guys needed to sleep on it. Oh my gosh, VIP's like, nope, didn't need to sleep on it at all. A couple of you guys are like, me. Most of you are like, thank you, nope, I jumped in yesterday. Okay, so I do know that there are people that are not like you guys. There are people who are analyzers or supporters that maybe there's some things that you needed to contend with. These are just different leadership personalities that you did need to sleep on it. I also know that the technology broke broke yesterday. No fault to our own. You guys were ambitious and went after it. And my team stayed up till midnight last night helping you guys. So can we get lots of love for the Heartcore team and say thanks you guys for just being gracious and having a great personality. Fadi, Gome, Denise, all of you guys, Suzanne, that stayed on and helped. Saying that, for the first time, I think ever, I am taking back what I said yesterday. And I said that I would not offer the virtual assistant 20-minute offer ever again. And I'm actually going to offer it here, which means that whatever level that you jump into, join listpowernow.com. So a general ticket, premier ticket, or a visionary ticket, where you get leadership and you get all of that type of stuff added to it. It doesn't matter what package you pick. We chose those packages to make it available for anyone. You've got to stretch wherever you got to stretch, okay? Everybody stretched last night. I'm going to pay for your virtual assistant for 4 hours to set up all your tech. And so I'm going to give that again for the next 20 minutes so it's there. So know that that's because the technology broke, and hopefully the technology does not break today. And if it does, I will take care of you too. There is a chat at the bottom of the joinlistpowernow.com page. There's a chat. On that chat, if you need to put it on 2 credit cards or something, it's a logistical nightmare for our team, but we got you. Okay, so just go in the chat, use your voice. Use your voice and ask for what you need. For God's sakes, don't go into next year being in a situation where you wish and you hope and you have vision, but you have no hustle.
That's great.
Right? You can't have vision, no hustle. Right? So you've got to do what it takes to reinvent yourself, to create and ask for what it is that you need. So go ahead and do that. Is it David Hawkins? Is that his name?
Yes.
David Hawkins. I was blown away about your implementation. Rex actually touched on it because we were talking about it beforehand. David Hawkins, if you're watching right now, I know you got 2 jobs plus you're freelancing and you have a big vision for yourself. You did the empathy model that I taught on day 2, I think, day 2 or 3. And you applied it and you ended up having a bunch of people reach out to you on your phone asking you to hire them. That's not what got me. You know what got me was your heart. And your heart was like, I feel compelled that I am responsible to have to create this service for these teens, these people in college that want to have a voice and podcasts and all these things. Your love for people is what impressed me. And then, of course, I will bet on you because you have the hustle. Yeah. Right. So there's a lot of people who say, oh my gosh, Shanda, I'm going to be your next millionaire. Right. And I'm like, I love that because I love who you become when you become a millionaire. Like, I like who you become. Right. You have to give up selfishness. You got to give up a lot of things to be able, you got to give up money to invest. You got to give up a lot of things to become a millionaire. Right. So I love that. But then I'll say, okay, here's the vehicle to do it. And you say, I don't have any money, or I don't have any time, or my spouse won't support me. And I'm like, welcome to the world. Yeah. Welcome to the world. And you are always going to run into that decision of I don't have. But if you switch it up and say, I am powerful, I am resourceful, I am somebody who's going to develop my skill. When you said, you said something about talent and skill.
Yeah, if you don't get skilled, your talent fails you.
Yeah, and I looked at the stats 2 years ago. Last year, we were at a 30% skill deficit globally. This year, we're at a 50. I have not looked at next year. I was looking at artificial intelligence 2 years ago saying, we're running into a big problem. Kind of like being in a relationship that you know that you've been in too long. Everybody's been there. That's actually happening in the employment world, right? There are people who have been employed for too long and don't have the skills to do their job. That needs to flip over to leadership, right? You have to have strong leadership to keep your jobs or get new jobs or get more authority in the world, and definitely to be an entrepreneur. And so when I look at that, you guys, we have no choice at this point. It's like, was his name Bobby in the box?
Oh, BP, yes.
BP, yeah. BP, we have no choice because right now the world is going to energetic pull us into a box if you do not skill up. So it's time to skill up, and it starts with joining us in the List Power Intensive. I got you. He's got you. Absolutely. We got you. Okay, so trust us. You know us at this point. You know our personalities, you know our character, you know our hearts. And so now it's up to you. Do you want us to be your coaches, mentors between now and the end of the year to really crush it? So that being said, you've got until midnight tonight for Rex Rex's daily bonus with five weeks.
Come join me.
Yes, with Come Back and Beyond Method. You've got the next 20 minutes until the virtual assistant offer will be gone. And then I am going to now say goodbye to everybody on Facebook. Tomorrow, what's this?
Winners.
Oh, the winners of the lighting. Okay, I want to announce this tomorrow morning. I'm going to announce the winners of the lighting. There are 3 of you. I was going to say your letters in your name, but I'm not going to do that because then so 3 of you. So tomorrow morning, we are going to talk about messaging and really figuring out your messaging online, offline, whatever. What is your message and how do you speak it? How do you land it? So tomorrow morning, we're going to do that. We're going to be at the same event speaking.
Yes.
I'm going to be in a hotel room that they're putting me in to actually do the challenge tomorrow morning.
I love it.
And then I'm going to leave there and go straight onto the stage.
You're going to tear that place apart.
Okay, so that being said, we'll see you at 9 a.m. California time tomorrow morning. You guys on Facebook, you guys VIP, we're going to come with you right now. Everybody else, I look forward to seeing you in the List Power Intensive. All right, talk to you soon.